Hello everyone, and welcome to the Stormwater Construction General Permit System how-to videos. In this video we're going to be talking about modifying an existing permit. So step one in modifying an existing permit, whether the permittee is increasing acreage or just making a minor plan modification, is just to look in the system and find the permit first of all. So we're going to be using the permit that we entered in the previous videos, which is J021. And you're going to want to just make sure that there are no pending transactions. So make sure there's not already an open application to modify or transfer. Make sure that the permit is in fact issued, there's no pending fees, anything like that. And then go ahead and open up the permit record. And then in order to initiate the permit modification, just scroll all the way down and hit this orange button that says Begin Modification. And it's going to say, are you sure you want to? And click OK. And then it'll let you know that the modification was initiated, and hit OK again. And so now the permit modification has been initiated. So I'm going to go back and show you one thing before we get started on the actual modification. So now if you query that same permit that we've been looking at, you're going to see two permit records. The one that is currently active and issued, and then the one that is currently being worked on, the modification in progress. And the nomenclature is kind of the same as when you are issuing a permit. So until you submit to DEQ for final approval, this is going to say application and modification in progress. And if you want to go back to that modification and start editing it, just click that record, and you'll be able to enter any of the data needed to modify the permit. So if there are additional comments to be made, another plan review number, you can go ahead and put that in the comments. As well as down here, you can edit less than you can if you're beginning a brand new permit. So really all you can edit is the total area of development and estimated area to be disturbed. And then again, you're going to have to enter an application receive date in order to save the record. And then anything with these little flags needs to be entered in order to submit to DEQ for final approval. And then in addition to these fields, if there are new hucks to add, like if they increase their disturbed acreage to be discharging to another huck or another receiving stream, you can edit that. If they decide to add an offsite support activity, that can be edited as well. Okay, so say we're going to increase this disturbed acreage to 20 acres. Go ahead and enter that, and then we could say the application receive date is today, and then also the application complete date can be today as well. And just go ahead and hit save, make sure it accepts those entries. And so it did save that entry. One thing to note is that when you are changing disturbed acreage, just pay attention to the disturbed acreage thresholds. That might trigger an increased fee or a modification fee. So that will trigger that in the system as well. And in the case that an additional fee is due, again, like submitting the registration statement and the permit record in the first place, a fee due email will automatically be sent to the operator listed in the email up here. So once you're ready to submit the modification to DEQ, you can go ahead and submit hit the submit modification button. Right now this is still classified as a modification in application. It's still in progress. And again, this is going to be your last opportunity to edit the data or delete it if say the operator ends up not wanting to modify their permit, or for whatever reason you need to delete the record. You can do that, and it won't save it. But if not, you can go ahead and hit submit modification. Again, it'll let you know if there are any errors. If not, go ahead and make it final. and then at this point it's submitted to DEQ for final approval. So like we did with the permit application before, the application approved date will be entered by DEQ. So say DEQ approves it today, and then we'll go ahead and review the information and hit save, and that is when the permit modification will be issued. And the operator as well as the VSMP authority will receive an email with the modification letter saying that DEQ has approved of the modification. And then once we go back to the search screen and look for the permit record, which was JO21, this record is going to go to history from when the permit was first issued, and then the active record right here is going to be the modification that has been issued. So then again, here's the modification record. So we've gone through and entered the new disturbed acreage, submitted to DEQ. DEQ has approved, and now down here the permit status is modification issued. And then at that point we can begin another modification or we can begin a transfer.